You're young, you wear makeup, and you're tired of your same old drawing in a sketchbook or drawing on a canvas or painting. You're sick of it. You want to do something new, something fun, something different. So you decide you're going to design your own makeup palette, and boy, do you regret it. From accidentally destroying my favorite makeup and then having to revive it, to 7 years of bad luck. No! There were a lot of ups and downs in this project, let me tell you. I broke a mirror! Bad luck. Some makeup was easy to get out, and some wasn't. I'm very sad. Now I have bad luck and I don't have a nice mirror for my palette. And honestly, after destroying almost everything that I love, the destruction became fun. I am having way too much fun with this. Like, look at this destruction. Look at this utter chaos. Oh my god, I did that. I did that. I am crazy. But I am free. Also, I just stole a mirror from a different palette. I did it. And then after depotting everything, which took 6 hours, by the way, I hard struggled with depotting everything. Next step is to just get it into the palette, right? Alright, so it's metal. I think the palette is magnetic, so anything will go, right? Wrong. Double-sided tape didn't work. I am suffering. This magnet shit didn't work. So I did what any other sane person would do, and I gave up on it for the time being. The only thing that can make this better is if there's a mirror in it, so we should do that. Also, hi Chris Clemens. I love you. I'm in love with you. Don't tell my boyfriend. So I didn't want to go through the trouble of taking off all this cardboard on the back of the mirror, so I just painted it black and hoped that I wouldn't be triggered by it in the future. Then I super glued it on and the mirror was ready to go. I also kept accidentally digging my nails into the powder, so I added this little grip with hot glue. I also know that the biggest annoying thing when I travel is not having a small mirror that stands up on its own so that I can get close and personal with my makeup. So I'm using this old headband that I don't wear and adding hot glue so that it's able to grip the plastic. I know this is a little strange, but stay with me. It's small, I'll be able to travel with it easily, and you just put it in, set it up, and your mirror is ready to go. Hey guys, if you're going to be filing something down, please wear a mask. We know sawdust from wood is bad for you. Now imagine a substance that you don't even know and tiny particles going into your lungs and ruining your life. You can avoid that by just simply wearing a mask, the same way you can avoid the coronavirus. Thank you. Now I welcome you to join me in listening to the worst noise that has ever been created. Now I didn't want to spend too much on this project. I had already paid for the palette and paid for the sandpaper. I didn't look much into anything, to be honest, but I was hoping that just sanding it down and adding some gesso would be enough base and primer for me to paint it and it to last forever. This process is truly as a don't do as I say and don't do as I do, because I don't know if it's going to work out yet. I'm just like going off of faith here. Jesus, please take the wheel, because I don't know what I'm doing. At this point, I had already spent hours making this palette and prepping it for the painting, so choosing what to put on it was terrifying. I ultimately chose to draw an oni, which is a Japanese demon. I've always seen imagery of the oni on the internet or in tattoos, but I never knew what it meant or what it stood for. The folklore behind it is, correct me if I'm wrong, there was once an orphan child who was troublesome but very bright. He was smart, but when he grew older, he was unable to cope with the trauma of his childhood. So he used alcohol to cope. As an alcoholic, he would treat people around him terribly, and one drunken night, he found a demon mask. He put on the demon mask, partied the night away, and eventually passed out. When he woke up, he was unable to take the mask off. The mask bound itself to his face, and when he asked others to help him take it off, they refused and claimed this is what he deserved for how poorly he treated them before. Because people saw him as a monster, he became one, killing people and doing unfathomable evil acts towards others. Slowly, he grew a gang of demons, and the Emperor of Japan ordered his strongest soldiers to seek out the man and bring back his head. Once the soldier beheaded the Oni, he continued to bite and attack them. So the head is said to be secretly buried somewhere that no one knows. Over the years, Oni masks are used to ward off evil, so this is how I like to interpret the story personally. So I think a man who felt betrayed by the world once turned his back on it, and when the world learned of his hardships and his truth, they sympathized with him and forgave him. The Oni and the people finally forgave each other, and now they have a mutually beneficial relationship. His story is still being passed down and used to teach others, while a small piece of him remains in everyone's home, protecting them. I don't know what happened. I think Jesus just took the wheel on this one. Alright, by this point I was losing my goddamn mind. Losing my mind. This will literally be the second time I'm drawing this, right? I drew it the first time digitally, now I'll be tracing it, and then I'll have to do it all again once it's on the palette. Anyways, here I'm checking with the light to make sure that my pencil markings are covering all the outlines. I measured everything to hopefully get it perfectly centered, and now I'm tracing it again to get the outline onto the palette. The prep work is unbearable. After all that, I am going to quickly show you how I trace the outlines with the Archer and Olive acrylograph markers. These were perfect for this project because the nib of the pen is plastic. I didn't have to worry about the rough surface destroying it, and it was so useful. I actually love these markers. I use them all the time now. From being busy with this project and being busy with work, I was really feeling stretched thin, and my grandma invited me to watch fireworks, so here's that.
Hello.
Wow. Oh. I'm always looking at the moon. She's so beautiful. Why is she built like that though?
Perfect. You guys are filming over there.
Okay, back to the regular program. These are my weapons of choice. I got paint pens, I got acrylic paint, and I'm ready to go. I'm making my color scheme because all this preparation means I gotta get it right the first try or I will lose my mind. So I was having a lot of issues with the gesso base, and that's only with the Posca paint pens. So here I'm using the black paint pen, and it would start cracking and not react well, which didn't make sense to me because I thought Posca pens were just acrylic markers, and this gesso is quite literally an acrylic base. It was kind of annoying, but I just used my Archer and Olive paint pens and went over everything to make sure there was no cracking. So you a real one, Archer and Olive. I think overall for this project, I did the outline of this drawing 4 times. 1 digitally, 1 to transfer it, 1 to make sure I could see it, shine through the paint, and then 1 over top of the paint. I had a lot of fun making this drawing, but it's safe to say that I was sick and tired of looking at it by the end. I was so done. But honestly, I'm in love with how it turned out. It's something that I couldn't imagine myself making like a few months ago because the colors are so different from what I normally do, and I'm so proud of myself for that. You know, I feel like that's some real character development right there. This process of over planning to make sure everything goes correctly is kind of what I do for my commissions, and that's why commissions stress me out so much. I don't know, I like to just be fucky with my art, to be honest. Just like do whatever I want, hope it works out. Versus like commissions where you can't really have that. It has to work out because, you know, someone's paying for it. And that's the process I did during this, and it was terrifying and so stressful. And you know, I just like having art as my cozy little hobby, you know. I'm so grateful for all of my commissions, of course, but it's like when I went from making YouTube videos with my friends in high school to making videos for commercials, you know, like it loses a little spark because it's no longer a hobby anymore, right? Like there's money involved. It just, I don't know what I'm saying. But here is the palette finally finished, all painted and ready to be protected. Protect this shit so when I travel I have my makeup and I don't have to worry about the paint chipping. So like I said before, don't do as I say, don't do as I do. I don't know if the gesso was a good idea. I don't know if the sanding was a good idea. I don't know if this Mod Podge is gonna work. I quite literally don't know anything. I just didn't want to buy the proper materials to make something because I already have so much craft material. I figured something has to work. These magnets didn't work out, so I used wall tacky to put the eyeshadows in. Then I sprayed the palette with an acrylic fixative because that's supposed to get rid of the sticky Mod Podge feeling. And look how shiny she is. Oh, she looking nice. Let me put you on to something right now, okay? All of this playlist is so good. Alright, I figured if I'm gonna spend all of this time creating a makeup palette, I at least need to use the makeup palette. In case you forgot what it looked like, even though you've watched this entire video, here's what it looks like. Wow. This thing took me 20 hours to make. And I finally got the eyeshadows to stay in by using wall tacky. Let's do this. First we need concealer. I don't completely conceal my under eyes because they are accessories to me now. I like them. We're friends. Has life been an unending existential crisis for anyone else, or is it just me? Just kidding, I know we're all going through it right now. My eyeshadow. Now I gotta do my eyeliner. Lashes. Lashes, bitch. Now to this side. We got bronzer, we got highlight, we got blush. And that is the demonstration of this palette. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I would greatly appreciate that. I'll see you next time.